What's up? This is your boy Nasa. I'm here with Raiwa'ahla Safar, one member of the group Organic Truth, also known as OT. He just dropped his debut project while being in the truth, and it's called Future Leaders.
You know, did you know? I'm just letting you know what it really means to love. You know, do you know? I'm just letting you know what it really means to love.
Shalom, shalom, brother. How you doing?
Shalom, shalom. I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed, man. I can't complain at all.
Khan. Well, you know, it's a pleasure to be interviewing you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
We're gonna get in your business a little bit, not too much.
Okay.
But we just want to get to know you. We just want to figure out who is Raiwa'ahla Safar. I guess we can start by am I saying your name right, and what does it mean?
Yeah, you actually are. Raiwa'ahla. Almost like Yasharala, but Raiwa'ahla. Safar. Raiwa'ahla means...
Technical difficulties, people. Am I saying your name right, and what does it mean?
Yes, indeed, you are saying it right. Raiwa'ahla. It's almost like saying Yasharala, but it's Raiwa'ahla, and it means friend of God. And Safar, of course, that's a scribe. You know, I write. So, Raiwa'ahla Safar.
Khan. How'd you get it?
I was, when I first came into the truth, my mom and I, she had came up with her own name, and then we were searching names, and I wanted something that was closer related to my government name, which is Regis, and I found the name Raiwa'ahla in the Bible on 2 different accounts. And I liked that name because, you know, I found out it meant friend of God. Plus, I was a writer, so I wanted to incorporate Safar. And then later on...
Hold on, so does Safar mean writer?
It means scribe.
Scribe, okay. Is that what you just said?
I think I did say that. Might want to go back and check that one out.
Alright.
No, but a friend of mine, a newfound friend, my big brother, brother Maverick Bronze, some of y'all might know him, some of y'all might not. But he hit me up on Facebook, and he asked me about my name, and I explained it to him how I came up with it, where it came from. And then he went and searched the Phoenician, the ancient Phoenician Hebrew.
Paleo.
Yeah, he found out how to pronounce it in the ancient Hebrew, and it came out Raiwa'ahla. So I went and looked it up myself in my Blue Letter Bible, and I found out that he was right, and I changed it within the same hour. So that's how I came up with Raiwa'ahla.
Khan. Okay. Where you from?
I'm originally from Dallas, Texas.
Okay. So how'd you end up in Atlanta?
Man, that's a long story, but I'm gonna make it short. I'm gonna compact it. Back in 2012. I was still living in Dallas, working at a car wash called Water Boys. And my dad, Regis the First, he is a movie producer, and he was working on his first major film. And he called me and my brothers, and he said, I need y'all to come on the set and help me with the film. I'm going to pay y'all. I said, okay. We came out to Atlanta. We worked on the film. We knocked it out. We came back, went back to Dallas. The relationship between my employer, or my partner, I would say, because, you know, we were independent contractors, it went sour. And I had trouble paying my bills and whatnot, so I decided to pick my family up and come all the way out here to Atlanta and see if I could pursue an entertainment career. And that's how I ended up here back in 2012.
Khan. That's what's up. And how'd you get into music?
Man, I've been doing music since like the end of '08. So we're going on almost 10 years now. I met some brothers through my actual blood brother, my younger brother, who produced all the music on my EP. Check him out, Solo Flex Beats. He produced every song on there. And he gonna be producing a lot more for me. But he came to me one day. I was at my apartment. He brought these guys, City and Kid, to my apartment, and you know, we was chilling, doing what I used to do when I was in the world. We was just chilling. And I thought these guys were some of the weirdest guys I ever met. And I was like, bro, why you bring these two scoundrels to my crib? And he was like, they cool, bro. You got to chill with them. I'm like, okay. So we chilled a few times, freestyled over some beats. Then one of the guys, City, he was a producer. He told me he made every beat that we freestyled to. So I was like, okay, he's talented. Then we actually went to a studio one day, freestyled in the booth. I was doing all right, but, you know, they was freestyling. I ain't take them serious. Then, like, a week later, they came back with, like, a whole CD that they recorded. And at the time, in 2009 or 2008, whenever it was, it went hard, you know, for the time. And I was like, okay, y'all could compete with some actual rappers. So I got behind them. I wanted to be like a manager. And then somehow, some way, when I get in the studio, I started writing my own stuff. And before I know it, I found out I had a gift. And so that's how I got into music. But that's not how I got into truth music. But that's how I got into music initially.
So you got into music way back then. So during that time, who were your early influences?
Well, like I said, I'm from Dallas, Texas. So some of my biggest influences were all my favorite Texas artists, like Devin the Dude, Zero, UGK, Pimp C to be, you know, specifically Pimp C. You know, Lil Flip. You know, and then other artists too. You know, I'm influenced by Pac and Kanye and, you know, all the mainstream artists, but underground was really like my number one influence. All the underground artists that was popping in Texas back then and still are. That's who I was listening to, and that's who I get a lot of my inspiration from to this day.
That's what's up. Some heavy hitters. Definitely some legends that you mentioned are definitely up in there. So back to speaking about your influences. Okay, so how do you think they influenced this project?
Well,
actually, before we get to that, what's the title of your project and what does it mean?
Future Leaders. Well, I call it Future Leaders because, for one, now that I'm in this truth and I'm dedicating my life and submitting to the will of the Most High, I've decided that whatever He puts in front of me as a task, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. And as an artist, I understand that artists have the biggest platform, like even bigger than some of our elders. You know, no disrespect to the elders, but, you know, music goes further than where our elders can go sometimes. So I know that in order for us to reach some of these highways and byways, we're going to have to do it in a way that people going to feel. And people feel music. Like music goes places that, you know, you wouldn't imagine. So I feel like I'll be a future leader. But I also feel like the people who I influence, some of the younger crowds, you know, once they get into the truth and they get their balance and they understand things and start moving according to the will of the Most High and according to His Word, that they'll be future leaders as well.
Okay. So going back to the last question I asked you right before this, so do you think the artists that you named as your early influences had a big impact on this project, or like have you kind of outgrown those influences? They were your foundation, but you know you're somewhere else now.
I would say they still do. Like, you can kind of hear it in when, you know, the sing-songy type of cadence that I have. You know, you can listen to a Zero song or a Devin the Dude or Pimp C, Chameleonaire, people like that. Like, they have that same type of flow. The influence of, you know, their content doesn't really still linger with me like it did in my earlier days of music. But it definitely is still there. When, you know, I listen to my music, I can kind of hear that Texas flow, or that Texas type of style, I should say, that, you know, that Texas sauce that I still try to drip, because I want to represent where I came from, but I also want to represent where I'm going, which is Jerusalem.
Con. Okay. Representing where you're going.
Celibate and love of many should wax cold. That's the main reason why we still rapping, we live and hating the spot straight and not for an eye. Just killing each other, not loving our brother, we breaking the G code. Not for the love of the